Welcome back. As we promised, we are going to cover or to analyze the call of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to hold an inclusive national economic dialogue, the importance of this national dialogue and who is going to participate, its timing, the challenges we have, all of this and more with our dear guest via phone, Dr. Zenab Sadek, Professor of Economics. Thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Sadek.
Good morning, yes. Good morning.
Fine, thank you. And Dr. Saad, if we talk about the global challenges we have economically or from the economic point of view, we are going to find that it's not only the developing countries, but the developed countries also are suffering. Here I'm talking about food security, about the supply chain crisis, about the energy crisis, about the conflicts which are scattered here and there, about climate change, all these factors with their very negative impacts on the economy. Let me know your vision regarding this call of the President to hold this inclusive economic dialogue, particularly in this very critical period we are all living in.
Yes, of course, this call from the President, actually it came at a very important time, that it reflects how the international community and also how the security and all the issues that we do face recently. So I mean that it's very important to have this type of talk. It's very important just to see how we can deal with not only the challenges that we face on the ground here in Egypt, but also the challenges also worldwide.
Yeah.
I think bringing ideas and bringing also innovative ideas and thinking out of the box is very important to deal with the current challenges that we do face. Also, it's very important also for this call to include the businessmen and practitioners and those who are involved in the economics of Egypt in different directions. So I think we need a lot of ideas. We need a lot of vision, and we need also to agree on a common ground what we have to do to deal with these international challenges and also the local challenges that we are facing.
Yeah. Well, meaning that you are telling me that this economic national dialogue is going to be a big think tank or
yes,
brainstorming.
It should be this is the case, and this is what we do need. Because what we are witnessing worldwide and witnessing in Egypt and the amount of challenges that we are seeing is too big, and it needs a lot of brain thinking altogether to reach what we can say that a set of scientific thoughts, set of scientific tools that we have to work on to deal with the international challenges.
I mean, let me put my question in other words, Dr. Sadek, as I wanted to use two words. The first, transparency. The second, sustainability. Transparency, it's not any, we should not have anymore this gap between the people and the state or the political leadership. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is keen in all occasions to speak and in numbers about what's going on, what we have from where we are getting these sums of money to finance mega projects, stuff like that. And sustainability, we are not talking about this current generation or talking about a short-term plan, but we are talking about short-term plans and long-term plans too. How do you see those two words and their role in making this dialogue a story of success?
First, number one, the president was very, I mean, I can say the speeches of the president was, were used to be very transparent in explaining what we can say that, explaining the current situation and also explaining the financial deficiency that we do face. And I see that we have a great deal of transparency in the speeches of the president and even in the speeches of the ministers themselves. So no problem in that, but what we actually do need is more of ideas. It's not the problem of transparency. The data is already there. The information is everywhere. The economists know what's going wrong and what we need to work on and what we need to do. In terms of sustainability, yes, dealing with what we can say, the problems that we do have, it's a guarantee of the sustainability of our economy and the sustainability of the future generations.
Yeah.
So again, yes, transparency and sustainability are very important.
Yep. Dr. Sadek, I wanted also to speak about the participants. You said that all sects should participate and we should have representatives from all our social sects and also the political parties, because we cannot separate politics from economics. How do you see this as a chance for the political parties to have a more active, positive role on the ground when we do have those youth cadres from those political parties having their share, their participation? I think this is going to be a win-win situation and for the best interest of Egypt or the Egyptian people in general, if you agree with me on that.
Yes, of course, I do agree with you that we need to have different points of views, and we need also to have the different political parties with different mindset and different way of, what I can say, different techniques of thinking. And this is what we do need actually in this, what we can say, challenge or problem that we are facing. Bringing also, when we say that you are bringing the different political parties, you are bringing the different youth from different places of Egypt. This is very important also to show how the youth would have a role actually in our society. And also when we agree on a certain plan to be implemented, so bringing the youth into the scene is very important to guarantee the sustainability and the implementation of the ideas and also the thoughts that we are going to reach.
Yeah. Also, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli ordered the release of the new economic plan for the coming 6 years in the new presidential term of President Sisi. And it's titled "The Most Important Strategic Directions of the Egyptian Economy for the New Presidential Term." The word strategic is very important, and it seems now that the layman in the street should know more about what's going on around him. And he or she, of course, has a role to play on the ground. And this was very much clear not only in the presidential speech in many occasions, but also with the field visits of Prime Minister Madbouli to different projects and with the field visits of many of our top executives. How do you see this and having this direct dialogue with the citizens, all those on duty in different project sites?
Of course, when you have a dialogue directly with the citizens, so you are trying to get, like what we can say, a buying in. I mean that once you just negotiate and talk and with concerning any plan with the citizens and those who are the concerned parties. So this is very important to get their, what we can say, their engagement in the implementation, which is very important. And having this type of dialogue is very also important to bring them on the ground and also to get their ideas and to get their support. What I would like to tell you that we are in a very challenging situation. We are talking about Egypt and also the different economic challenges we are facing. So we need each and every mind, we need each and every Egyptian soul to be with us in dealing with this challenge in terms of getting more ideas, getting more thoughts, and also bringing resources and also in the implementation. So all the government is doing and all of these strategies and all of these ideas and also the call of the president, actually this is the, what can say, this is the direct message of all of that, is to get all that we can and all the resources that we can to deal with the current challenges.
And to know or to promise from the cabinet side or the state side that this plan is flexible. I mean, there are things which are going to be amended throughout our journey. Adaptation, I mean, if there are problems or challenges, we can work together to fix them and to come over them. When, for example, the whole world was suffering from the lockdown, we did not have this lockdown during COVID-19 as other big states did. And this was the right decision. And this is only one of the examples. How do you see this also as one of the main pillars of our economic plan?
It should be flexible. I mean, the plan should be flexible because of the international challenges that we do face.
Yeah.
So this is by default because we don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, this type of clashes that we do have between the regional hegemonies and different joint economies, and now the conflict that we do have in Gaza, and also all of these type of problems. So it should be flexible, because we need to have different scenarios for this plan. And also we need to have what if situations. What if we have a problem, more problems related to inflation rate, what we're going to do? What if we have more conflict in the region? What if the conflict in Sudan exaggerated? What we're going to do? You have to know that all of these political clashes that we are facing in the region and also worldwide, it also reflects in our economy. So we need to have a lot of what if, and also we need to have a lot of scenarios, so the plan should be very flexible.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Zenab, do you want to speak more about the 8 strategic directions of the Egyptian economy plan, or this is going to be very specific?
Yes, of course. The strategies, actually, what the next strategies will be working on, again, maintaining the sustainability and the directions of the government, which was right. I mean, when we are focusing on the sustainability, we are focusing on more of the development of Egypt and more of branding of Egypt. This all were a good and great effort to also moving into a new era for Egypt and for the Egyptian economy.
Yeah.
More focus on industrialization and the use of resources, and also more focusing on how to use the people and the human factor also is very important. And once again, we still need to work more on the productive sector, and we need to work more on the youth also to encourage them. We need to work more also on using the local, what we can say, the localization of our resources, and how to find new ways and means in dealing with the international crisis and the international challenges.
Dr. Zenab, I should see the opportunity that you are my guest even via phone. Inshallah, next time you are going to be with us live here in the studio to speak about something which is really worrying the Egyptian citizen. You know, it's social media is a double-sided weapon, and it can work for the best interest of any country, or it can be such damaging.
Double sector, I'm sorry, would you repeat the double sector of what? Would you please repeat what you had just said?
I was speaking about the role of social media. You know, the rumors, those who are spreading rumors, or at least speaking all the time about only the crises, only the failures, only if there are negative reports from international economic institutions, and nobody, for example, is talking about the shutdown in the U.S. government. I mean, there are things which are unfortunately taking place worldwide, not only in Africa or in Egypt. How we can deal with that? I mean, spreading awareness with what's going on worldwide, and to make the Egyptian citizen knowing well that it's not only Egypt, that the global economic crisis is really hurting everyone on our planet. How we can achieve that?
I will tell you something, actually. I feel that we're still lacking, or we have what we can say, like we used to say that economics a leakage, in how we need to raise an awareness, as you just said, how to maybe, and this is what is happening actually, and I see it a lot on the social media. Yes, people are so depressed. No one is talking, I'm sorry to tell you that, about the good things. They're just talking about the bad things also. And once again, we need to have a lot of campaigns on the social media from the different governmental institutions, from the youth themselves, to talk about what we do have in terms of achievement that had been made, how Egypt is sustainable and dealing, and the economy of Egypt is sustainable and dealing with the challenges. I mean, we need to talk a lot on the social media, and we have to have, like, what we can say, a counter campaigns to counter these negative vibes on the social media. Because people are saying everywhere what's happening in Gaza, and it's very frustrating also what's happening in Sudan. So it brings a lot of negative energies into the social media. So we need to have this type of campaigns just to focus on Egypt and what's happening on in Egypt. In a way or another, is to open another window for the people, so not to be so depressed from the international crisis and conflict that we see in the region, because things are so actually condemned. I'm talking about Sudan, I'm talking about Gaza, and negative vibes that we do have a lot, and this all reflects on us and reflects on our country. So we need to do something to counter this bad.
Dr. Zenab Sadek, Professor of Economics, thank you very much for your input and have a very good day. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.